Hi, Dave Smith here, DJS Photography. I just wanted to do a quick catch-up video. It's been a little while since I made any videos, and the last time I did was just to show my setup here in Brussels and the kind of cobbled together light bank over there. So I thought I'd just talk a little about what I've been doing since. I've almost finished calibrating digital negatives for the Palladium prints. I've made some Palladium prints straight off in-camera 10x8 negatives, and those are on my blog and Google Plus sites. Really pleased with the outcomes from the in-camera negatives. As I say, still working on the digital negatives, but they're nearly there. And once those are finished, I'm going to do another video on digital negatives, just to wind that little series up. Later on this afternoon I'm going to make a carbon print from the 10x8 negatives, but carbons are taking around an hour or so to expose on the light bank there. But I've done some tests here. I thought you might like to see those. So this is quite a nice. These are just step wedge tests. This is 6% an hour. 6% is the strength of the ammonium dichromate sensitizer that I'm using. But this is probably what I'm going to finish on, is what I'm going to standardise on, is around 4%. But it is taking an hour exposure, so that's going to be a while. And I just put those onto fixed out photo paper for now. I will ultimately use gelatin sized rag paper, artist's paper. So that's one of the things that I've been doing. I am just finishing off an e-book that I have been writing, and the whole point of the e-book is to just, I've called it a photographer's journey, and it's literally just to kind of outline the processes that I've gone through over more than 25 years of photography, and how I've learned what I've learned, passing on the stuff that I've learned, the little kind of quirks and tips and tricks and all those kinds of points. Trying to get us also off the bandwagon of chasing the latest lens, the latest digital camera, and just keep us focused on, pun intended, keep us focused on making photographs instead of chasing equipment. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big equipment fan myself, but I do feel that there is a bit of a bandwagon there. So I've put this e-book together. I'm just now, I've done the text for it, just now laying it up in InDesign and sort of adding in images, because it is after all a book about photography. And I hope it's going to be of interest to somebody somewhere. We shall see. And then the big thing that I'm working on at the moment, I've positioned myself over here next to the window. You won't be able to see much out there because it's blowing the exposure out. I've exposed for me, because I'm the important thing in these videos. But nevertheless, out there is a dull grey, cold, pretty unpleasant Belgian Sunday. And one of the things that's been in my mind is how to transition from the job I have at the moment, which is teaching, and I love teaching. It's a great job, and part of the problem with it is it pays me so well. Who could complain at that, really? But I want to transition out of that into earning through photography, and I've thought about and investigated a lot of ideas, and what it really comes down to is it's not so much the teaching that I want to transition from. I want to transition from being fixed, from having to be here in Belgium to earn my living, or indeed anywhere else. So, for example, a portrait studio wouldn't answer my needs. You feel the need to be able to move and to be nomadic, actually, and I don't feel rooted anywhere. So that's really what I've been looking for, and I feel like I've come up with the sort of solution that's going to be right for me. And what I'm going to do is to blend photography, documentary photography, portrait photography and landscape photography, which are all sort of my main interests in photography, with expeditioning. And I have a strong background in expeditions. I was a leader of expeditions for young people throughout the UK, throughout the Alps, and also in the Himalayas for about a decade during the 1990s. Then other things took over and other interests diverted me away from that, but I feel like I need now to come back to that. So I'm planning a major expedition. Up on my blog, and I'm actually looking right now for interested creatives to get involved with that, filmmakers, sound recordists. It's a big project. It's a big idea, and it's about linking cultures. I think the global economy is shifting from America-centric to the Far East, and part of the issue that I think we have is that we don't really know anything about the peoples and the cultures and the lands of the Far East. We're bombarded all the time with American iconography and imagery and all the rest of it. So, and of course the big issue here is that there are not just cultural barriers but language barriers as well. And I think photography has a real part to play there. You know, it's images replacing words. An image speaks 1,000 words. So if you're taking images across a dozen different countries to bring those people together, then an image speaking 1,000 words over 12 different languages and goodness knows how many dialects, that's a really powerful use of photography, I think. So that's where I'm at. I hope that's of some interest, and as I say, when I've got the digital negatives sorted out, I'll do videos to wind that up. I will do some videos to show the carbon process that I'm using here, and show some negatives. But thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye now.